So today we're going to talk about using photography to drive change. And I want to keep this very hands-on with lots of questions if you have them. I know this is the last session of the day. I know I'm between you and drinks. So, and food, yeah. So they wanted me to talk about how you can use your photography to drive your ideas. My background, I'm kind of a hybrid. I come from a world of marketing. I do a lot of cause marketing. I also happen to take photos. I write books. I do a lot of different things. So I thought, since I only had 25 minutes, I was like, all right, what can I do in 25 minutes to teach you guys how to use photography to share your ideas and to kind of get to drive the ideas? Because this is a much longer topic. So I thought, you know what? I'll just kind of share a story and kind of share how I personally use Instagram. And it was funny because I didn't realize Jonathan was going to be talking about Instagram. But I'm actually going to show my Instagram photos rather than his beautiful full screen stuff. I've got them cropped for Instagram specifically. And I think Instagram is one of those tools that if you're not using as a photographer, it's kind of silly. I'd actually argue it's kind of stupid not to use Instagram because it is such an amazing tool. This is actually my feed as of yesterday when I was screenshotting it. And you'll see there's all kinds of different photography on there, different pictures. There's everything from snapshots of me with my daughter or my daughter at the Renaissance Fair, football games, there's events. I was shooting a Renaissance Fair the other day. And I just kind of wanted to showcase it to show you that I shoot a lot of different pictures. And I share them all on Instagram. And today I thought I'd kind of share the story behind a few of the pictures to show you how I use Instagram to get ideas and to get my agenda and get work and get involved in the Samsung Imagelogger program and things like that. So, sometimes a photo is just a photo. It's a snapshot. You took it, you shared it, it's a cute moment, you wanted to share it. But sometimes there's more to it. So I thought I'd kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on a couple of my photos and talk about how I very deliberately use it to tell a story and to get some ideas. Innocent enough picture, right? It's a picture of my daughter's wrist. No big deal. But what's behind this and why it's so important to me is I do a lot of cause marketing. The One campaign, whose goal is to end world hunger and extreme poverty. This was an event where they were unveiling with Alex and Anani, some new bracelets. And I thought, oh, these are really pretty. I want to take a picture of my daughter's wrist, but I want to make sure the One shirt's in the background. It's an automatic ad for One. I mean, they're not sponsoring me, but I do volunteer with them. I want that in the background to showcase, ooh, what's One? What's this? I hashtag Alex and Anani. I'm a guy. We don't wear Alex and Anani bracelets, but it's a big brand. I made sure to tag them, and so that way, when I highlighted it, they, of course, shared it on their feeds. Automatically, it gets me more followers. It gets me more exposure. This is very deliberate. This is a boring photo. It's a photo of my daughter's wrist. She, of course, being 14, was like, Daddy, why are you taking a picture of my wrist? But very deliberate. It's a way of promoting the fact that here I am, I care about causes, I care about One, and I wanted to get that out there. Simple way to push your ideas. This is my dog, Nadia. If you follow me on Instagram, I will warn you, you will see lots of pictures of her because she's adorable. She's 9 months old. She's also a rescue. And one of the reasons I share so many pictures of her is because it gives me, people always say, oh my God, where'd you get Nadia? What breed is she? She is an all-American mutt, and I firmly suggest that because I don't know what she is. But she's a rescue dog, and it gives me a chance to talk about the fact that I wish more people adopted dogs and rescued them. It's why I share photos of her, besides she being cute. And by the way, if you have a pet and you want Instagram followers, share pictures of your pet. People love it. Nadia will not get her own Instagram account, which everybody keeps asking me for, and I'm like, no, because that's just stupid and crazy and nuts. There's also a hat in this picture. GoRuck is an organization that I'm involved with. They make backpacks and military gear, and they do fitness training, but I'm a huge fan of their brand, so you'll see me slipping in products into photos quite a bit of their stuff because it gives people like, oh, what's that patch, or where'd you get that? I want to know more about that. I also have a kind of if anybody's ex-military, I have a fascination with morale patches. And there's certain hashtags for that. And people always ask, well, where'd you get this patch? Where'd you get that patch? But I post these because I want people to understand that I love dogs. It's opened up avenues to get involved with the Black Dog Project. My former dog, Roxy, was a black dog. The Black Dog Project is all about, I don't know if you know, black dogs don't get adopted as much as other dogs for some stupid reason. Main reason is they don't photograph real well. So this has kind of led to a new project of mine where I'm going to be working more with animal shelters to make sure that dogs get beautiful photos, because that's how people adopt them. Another simple little photograph. This one, really easy. I'm kicked back. This was after me teaching a class. I teach marketing at Bentley as an adjunct professor. But I was just taking a picture. I was kicked back. It's a snapshot. But this Overland Journal, any Overland people know what this is? Overland Journal is kind of the Bible of overlanding, which is camping out of like a big RV or a big truck, driving overland. It's something I want to do more of. And by slipping this magazine into the picture, it makes people ask about it. It makes people approach me about it. I've had some really cool conversations from gear makers about, oh, I didn't know you were into that, CC. It's very deliberate. I was reading the magazine and I thought, I should take, this is kind of a cool setting with the chairs, and I was kicked back and relaxed. The library's changed a lot since I went there, since I went to college. I never probably went in this library when I was a student. But just a little thing, by putting that magazine there, it's telling the world, hey, I'm interested in this. So whenever possible, try to put things in your photographs that you believe in and that you want to get attention for, because people will ask questions. They will go, what is that? Why do you have that? Last week, I was in Santa Barbara recording classes for Lynda. And a lot of people, Lynda is an online service. If you ever want to learn any software in the world, this is the place to do it. It's like $30 a month, all you can eat classes, and they have it for every software imaginable. They also have a really cool photography section. I take the classes all the time. But people had been asking me about, what are you doing at Lynda? Why are you in Santa Barbara? So this was in the recording booth. Most people don't know what a recording, but I was doing strictly audio for that class. So I took this kind of cool picture. The weirdest part was everybody wanted to know where they could buy the mug. And I was like, that's not why I'm sharing this. But it started a conversation to show that, hey, I do know what I'm doing when it comes to recording. I do a lot of podcasting, I do a lot of public speaking, a lot of teaching. And this was just a quick little photo in the booth. It was different. People don't usually get to see this. I wanted to share that slice of my life with them. And then this was last week. If you haven't seen these, this is a thing Doritos did with the It Gets Better project, where for a $10 donation, you got a bag of these really chemically induced rainbow Doritos. Someone was like, please, Cece, don't eat those. You know those are horrible for you. But I got this in the mail, and I shared it because the It Gets Better project is something I really believe in, and I wanted to share this. It's such a simple way to show that these are causes I believe in. And yeah, I only got a few trolls giving me a hard time about it, which happens. But I was using this to show people that, you know what, I'm all for human rights. I do a lot of stuff on human rights, gay rights, any of that. And I wanted to take a picture to kind of, this right here is me putting a badge out there saying, I believe in this. So it's just something as simple as that. And I wanted to show you these couple of really quick Instagram photos to just show you, I don't want to call them tactics or techniques, but they are. And as you're thinking about your ideas, and as you're thinking about, all right, how can I use this to get the causes I believe in, or if I want to find more work, you've got to share it. You've got to put it out there and make it really obvious to people. Even though these are sort of subtle examples, I picked them on purpose, at the same time, it's really obvious when you read the caption of the photo and you read the hashtags that I've put on it. Again, my daughter gives me a hard time for using too many hashtags, and some of them I just make them up. I just make up, like any pictures with my dog, get ears of awesome is my favorite hashtag. That I just made up one day because it's goofy, it's fun, it's playful. Have fun with that. Use hashtags as, if you're posting a photo and you're not hashtagging it, it's a missed opportunity. Some people would argue that, you'll see I do this quite a bit. Like if I have my Instagram account set up to automatically post to Twitter when I post something to Instagram, and I don't want that to be all wasted with hashtags and be such a mess. So what I'll usually do is write a caption on my Instagram picture, post it, and then go back and put a comment in with all the hashtags. So it's still there, I still get all the juice, but I don't annoy people with a stream of hashtags, because then you can look like a real jerk if that's all, if you've got more hashtags than you do real words. So, photography can be as much about purpose as pleasure. I was up here earlier moderating a panel on social change and social good, and I think photography is probably the most powerful way to cause change and to cause effect. And when you're out there and whatever you believe in and whatever agenda you're trying to push forward, whether it's getting new work, whether it is, getting more exposure to a charity you want, photography is an amazing way to do it. So don't ever think that, I've seen people, I didn't see any of you guys roll your eyes when I told you had to have Instagram as photographers, but a lot of people think Instagram is just selfies and teenage girls and concerts and stuff, and yeah, there's plenty of that, but it's also a really powerful storytelling tool. And when used right, and that's why I'm kind of flying through this because I really want to answer your questions, it can be really powerful. It's things that put me on the Samsung radar. It's things that put me on the radar of other companies. And the really neat thing, I know a lot of you here for Jonathan's talk, he's not exaggerating when he talks about how technology now makes Instagram, it used to be Instagram, I was really a stickler where if I didn't take it with my phone, I wouldn't post it to Instagram. That was stupid, it was naive, it was silly of me. Especially now with technology where, the camera I carry around on any shoot, anywhere that I'm shooting, a couple of taps and I've got those photos on my phone. I broke the kiosk back there for Kodak earlier because it's made to share photos from your phone to it. And she's like, what's taking forever? I was like, oh, sorry, these are like 15 meg JPEGs that I just took off the camera to my phone to your machine. They're not built for that, so hopefully Kodak will update their printers because I think it's a really cool technology. If I can go from my camera to my phone to a print that fast, that gets me excited. And take and share more photos that mean something to you. Realize that you've got this camera, we don't have film costs anymore. There's no more 24 exposures. I mean, maybe you're shooting film, that's great, but if you're shooting film, you're probably, the whole conversation of Instagram just didn't connect. Although I have one friend who, his whole Instagram feed is nothing but film that he scans in. Obviously it's delayed, and that's cool. I love film. I just don't shoot with it very often. But don't get hung up on the fact of, I can't take that picture. Take a bunch of pictures, take them. Don't think you have to post to Instagram right away. Some people talk about the rules of Instagram. There's very few rules in social media. So take those photos and share them. Share what you want, and do it with purpose and have fun with it. And now I want to answer questions if you have them, because I flew through that really short. I knew it was the end of the day. And if you want, if you think of a question afterwards, if you don't want to ask it now, I know the web, unfortunately, we can't answer questions. I'm really approachable. That's my Twitter and Instagram there. Ask me a question afterwards if you don't want to ask it now. Any questions? Hashtags, yes. Yep. Oh, sure. Yeah, so the question is what is a hashtag and how do you use it and why would you use it? The way I always explain it, we've all seen filing cabinets, right? The old filing cabinets, and you used to put the little tabs on top saying what was in that folder. Think of a hashtag as that. It's every little piece of information about that photograph. So like a hashtag for this could be hashtag snow, hashtag Boston, hashtag freezing CC. Some of them are fun, but what's nice about it on Instagram, if you see a hashtag, you see pound sign, then a word, if you click on that, it'll show you all the photos with that hashtag. And it's anything from, it's everything that describes your picture, but it could also be something like when we take, for Samsung in the Imagelogger program, anytime we take a picture, they like us to hashtag it with the name of the camera, because we have several different cameras we shoot with. So like you'll see me hashtag NX500, that's the camera I took it with. Hashtag Imagelogger, when I want it to be an official photo that Samsung pays attention to. They look at the Imagelogger tag all the time. The nice thing about Instagram on most, yeah, it is on both Android and iPhone, it does this now. If you put hash sign and then start typing a word, if you slow down and don't type it too fast, it actually brings up suggestions and it shows you how many people have used that hashtag. So like when I remember when I started posting pictures of Nadia, like dogs is popular, Instapets. How do you find out what Instapets mean? But you see, oh, there's like 2 million uses of that hashtag. Okay, I'll use that. Or dogs of Instagram's another popular one. But there's no like master list of hashtags. So you just start typing and see if it's in there. But it's a really helpful way of cataloging, both for your own use and for other use. Because like I can go back, like after this event, when I know I'm going to write a blog post, I'll go back and look for everything I tagged with Pix2015. And it'll just be a quick way for me to pull back all my photos for me. I don't know on Instagram, how long is the history of hashtags? I honestly don't know how much. I think, to be honest, because I know Instagram now will show you the top ones. It shows you like the top 9 and then recent history. And honestly, I think as long as you keep scrolling, it'll go. And there are search engines out there. Instagram, unfortunately, does a horrendous job of being searchable via the web. I mean, just horrible. You can't go out to Instagram. You can, they've made it a little bit better, but there's other sites where you can go out and say, like, show me all the things about, build me a slideshow of this hashtag. There's all sorts of ways to do that. Instagram's getting a little bit better about that. And sorry, back to your hashtag question before too. Facebook does now use hashtags. It's not quite as intuitive, but it's coming. And you can be darn sure, I mean, Instagram's owned by Facebook. That integration is going to get really tight, really fast. I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't done more with it. But I would expect in the next year, it's going to be, I hope they don't kill Instagram. Because like I don't always share for some reason, I don't always share my Instagram photos to Facebook. I do a lot, but not always. I don't know why, it's just my personal way. I don't want it to be automatic, but I know at some point Facebook's gonna do it. I'm sure they're gonna make it all happen. Yeah. 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 Sure. So I'm going to teach you how to do it. So the question is, the fact that, Instagram's owned by Facebook, Twitter's not. They don't like each other. Twitter wants you to upload photos directly to Twitter rather than going to Instagram to share. And the way around this, there's a great website, no, I'm going to get it right, if then, else. If IFTT, why am I blanking on what this is? I don't have web. If then, else, I think it's IFTT. So, am I getting that right? Somebody's got to know what I'm... Yeah, if then that. You go in and they have these recipes, they call them. And basically you authorize, you say, here's my Twitter account, here's my Instagram account. And they have pre-built recipes that you can say, run this one, run this one. So like I have one that says, anytime I post to Instagram, take that photo, post it to Twitter as a Twitter photo, but link it to my Instagram original. And it does it seamlessly. And you can set those up to Facebook. You can set them up, if then you can do things to make your lights turn on at home. You can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's really powerful. And you just set it and you forget it. I mean, when I post to Instagram, I know that in about 20 seconds afterwards, it's going to hit Twitter. It's going to hit my Tumblr page. Because I don't ever post anything original to Tumblr. I just want my Instagram photos to go there. It's IFTT.com. It's .com. And literally, they just have recipes. And they'll make, if you put in Instagram, Twitter, it'll bring it right up because it's one of the top ones. Because when Twitter broke that, it was annoying because it would just bring up a link and not show the picture. And by running that, it's the easiest way, or it's cross-platform. It makes it really, really simple to do that. Yeah, because Twitter obviously said, well, you're Facebook now, and gave them a big middle finger and said, go away. Yeah, so the conversation is around, people saying, why do I want to follow you on this channel, this channel, this channel, and you're posting the same thing? And I would be a big advocate to tell you not to post the same thing everywhere. We could go down the rabbit hole. I mean, I wrote a book called Content Rules in 2010, all about content marketing. And yeah, you've got these different platforms. Instagram's great for a little picture. Facebook, you can post a bigger picture with a bigger caption. Think about those different channels. And sometimes, some people are going to complain no matter what you do. So do what's right for you, what feels right for you. You know what? Because if they're going to complain, just say, all right, sorry. Then follow me on just one channel. Yeah. And I'm a big advocate too. Is you should be everywhere because let's face it, some people are going to only like Instagram. Some people are only like Twitter. Some are going to like Facebook. And if you're not everywhere, the person who wants to find you is going to miss you, and that you never want that to happen. Always have a presence on every social network, even if you're not super active on it. Having that presence so that someone can find you. If Facebook ever gets their search to work properly, you're going to want to be there. Even though they keep changing their rules every single day and drive me nuts, but yeah. Oh yeah, good. All right. Well, I'm around for a little bit for questions if you need anything. Otherwise, Otherwise, thanks for coming, guys, and closing out the show. And I hope Pix was great for you. And thanks to Pix and DP Review for having me, and for Samsung for bringing me out. And have a good night, guys.